Hey friends, how are you doing? Welcome back to another video. My name is Raimo. If it's your first time seeing me, my content is about motherhood, lifestyle, faith, family, and life in America as a Kenyan and everything else in between. Today, I've worn my glasses because I'm about to be a mathematician for you guys. Thank you so much, by the way, for subscribing. If you haven't yet, please do consider subscribing, like this video, and when you get a chance, just go and binge watch my videos. I promise they are fun. But for the purpose of this video, I wanted to do a video because I wanted to do this video because I get a lot of questions in my DMs. Once again, I get a lot of questions in my DMs about how life really is like in America. What's the cost of living like? Just from people that want to move to America. So today I just wanted to do this video to paint a picture to someone that has been thinking about or has been wanting to move to America. This video is for you. I'm not doing this to scare you at all. I'm not doing this to give you any fear of moving from whichever country you're watching this from, if you want to move abroad, specifically to America. And just to preface this video, I'm going to give you figures that are very average. Again, it's an average. My case is Texas. I live in Texas, so I know more about Texas. It's gonna be different from every state is different. Everywhere you live will be different. So just for the purpose of this video, we're going to have those few assumptions because it is practically impossible for me to give a scenario for everybody's situation. And one of the reasons why answering those questions usually is difficult for me is because I honestly cannot put everybody into a box and tell you when you come to America, this is going to be your experience. I really can't do that. So this is an attempt to give you a bird's eye view at really what life is like in America in terms of what you would expect your bills to be like, your bills, your cost of living and all that stuff. So like finances, the mathematics of living in America. Let's get started. So we're going to assume I'm going to be assuming I'm talking to a single person who wants to move to America that doesn't have any children, but I'll also be talking to probably a family, husband and wife, and they have maybe say two young children under 4. So this is if you don't fall in those categories, so this may not be for you. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Let me put on my glasses. So if you were to move to America, the basic things that you're looking at in terms of costs will be where you're going to live. Number one, you need a place to live. I am not counting your coins or your pockets, but I'm assuming when you're moving to America, you're not able to buy a home. So you're probably looking at renting an apartment and not really getting a mortgage. In Texas, and mainly maybe the DFW area where we live, the average rent of a 2-bedroom apartment is between $19.25 and $21.02. That's $1,100 to about $2,100. That's the average of a 2-bedroom apartment. And again, I'm assuming you're not trying to go live in the ghetto. You're going to be living somewhere average. I did say that. So these are average costs. So it's in the middle. It's not in the extreme of very high or extreme of very low. Okay, so a 2-bedroom apartment will be for probably a family of a husband, wife, and their 2 children. They'll probably start with a 2-bedroom apartment. So you're looking at say about $2,000 for a 2-bedroom apartment in North Dallas. You still want to move to America? That's just rent. And if you're doing mortgage, let me not even go into mortgage prices. You're looking at $2,500 to maybe 3,500 of an average mortgage payment. That is in case you decide to buy a home. Bill number 2 you're looking at is electricity. You need to pay for your electricity bill. The average electricity bill in Texas is between $170 and $215. So $170 to $215. Again, these are averages. If you Google, you'll find the same figures. So these are not something pulling out of my behind. I saw these figures online. And it is true because we actually pay somewhere within that range. And again, depending on the size of your house, how much you run up your AC, the figure could be extraordinarily bigger than that. That is depending on you. Another major bill is your water. So water bills are the lowest bills you'll ever pay, I believe. You're looking at an average of an average of about $44 to $50 thereabout. Again, depending on the size of your household and how many gallons of water you use in a day. You also need internet because you need internet in your house. You need Wi-Fi. Most internet service providers will charge you anywhere from $70 to $80 a month. So that's another cost you got going on. I don't know if you want to live without internet, well and good. If not, you have a phone bill because you need a phone. So I'm assuming, and this is assuming you actually have bought your phone. You're not financing your phone. If you're not financing your phone, it's just a phone bill for one person, you're talking about $70 to about $115. There are some smaller companies that will give you something cheaper, like $40 a month, but the service is, but that's the average. That's an averagely good, phone service, and this is for one person. So you can imagine how much it is for two people. And if you don't pay for internet, you might have to be using your phone for internet. And do the math. In America, driving is not a luxury. It's a necessity for most places. If you live in an area that is maybe suburbs that's not served by the public transportation like we do, then you're looking at you need reliable transportation, because going to work, one of the things they require is reliable transportation. That means you need a vehicle. I don't know if you're able to buy a car, cash. That is definitely, recommended. If you're going to buy a cash car that is reliable, that's not going to break down all the time and need all these repairs, you're probably looking at anywhere from $5,000 to about $10,000 for a used car that can give you some service for quite a while. Okay. But if you're going to go the route of buying a car and financing it, the average car note, which is like the monthly payment you pay towards a car, and this is a new car, in Texas right now, the average price of a new car note is $729, and for a used car, the average is $528 per month. That's what you're looking at, one car. If you're a family of two, maybe if you have different schedules, you might need two cars. So do the math, add it up, let me know. All right, I will save the best one for last. You need to eat food. So you're looking at grocery shopping. You need groceries, you need food. I'm hoping you're not coming here to eat out all the time, so you need to buy groceries so you can cook food at home. Groceries, again, for an average family, this is for an average family living, you're doing the bare, let me say, not even the bare minimum, you're really trying to pinch the dollar, okay? On average, a grocery per week will cost you anywhere from $100 to $150 a week. Again, I feel like this is really low. There are people who spend way more, and I don't know where you fall in that scale. Things have become so expensive. So you could average between $100 to $150 or even $200 a week. So you're looking at $600 to $800 per month on groceries. Okay. And I feel like that's just basic groceries. You haven't counted like when you need to buy like the big stuff, like if you need to go to Costco or Sam's Club and you need to buy like the bulk stuff, like your toilet paper, your tissues. If you're buying diapers, don't even get me started on diapers. Anyway, you have insurance. You have to pay. If you have a car note, if you have not even have a car note, if you have a car, you need insurance. And that's you have to have insurance, and unless you want to be driving dirty, and if you're caught, that's just issues, that you don't want to bring upon yourself. So an average insurance payment per month for the state of Texas will cost you anywhere from $200 to $300 per vehicle. So if you have 2 vehicles, do the math. Sometimes you may get a little bit of a discount or something, I don't know, but you're gonna be paying anywhere from $200 to $300 thereabout. Because I believe you are a Christian and you understand the concept of giving, I assume you're going to be doing your tithes and offerings. So for the bare minimum, just tithe, that's 10%. For the bare minimum, 10%. But you also need to do your offerings, right? On top of that, you probably need to save too. And I don't know how much percentage you want to save. I'll probably start with like a 5% or a 10%. There's many different formulas that can help you learn how to save, but I'm assuming that's going to go into your, monthly expenses. So other expenses that you may, I forgot, gas. You need gas for your car. Gas prices right now. Actually, I didn't write that down here, but I'm assuming if gas is right now. Go ahead. What's the cost of gas? This is the one thing I usually do not pay attention to. I don't pay attention to the price of gas. I'm gonna have to buy it anyway. So whether it's $1 or $3, it doesn't matter. I still gotta fill up my tank. So I do not pay attention to gas prices, and also the fact that my husband always gasses up the car. So, but on average, I would assume anywhere. So again, depending on how far you're driving. If you're not driving too far, then you don't spend so much on gas. But if you are driving far, then I want to say about $250 to $300 on gas, depending on again the distance that you're driving. That may be overshooting it, because I'm guessing like in a week you gas maybe once, and it's like maybe $50. So yeah, maybe let me give it $200. Again, depending on your car. If your car is a Guzzler, that's on you. If you do premium gas, God bless you. The last one that I want to talk about, that is where this is where America gets us. This is where America, the system has completely gotten us. It is child care. If you know me, you have heard me talk about child care. You have heard me complain. You have heard me cry. Let me show you the math. So again, I said probably a family. If you are single, you don't have to worry about that for now. But when you get married and you have children, we can talk about it then. So a family, mom and dad, they have 2 kids who haven't started school yet, right? So if both of you decide you're going to work, you need someone to watch the children, because you're not going to leave them at home alone. If you consider daycare, a good daycare that is going to take care of the children, that has a good reputation, will cost you anywhere from $200 to about $275, sometimes $300 a week. Per week, per child. So you're looking at an average of $1,000 to $1,500 per month per child. Per child. You have 2 children. Do the math. If you have 2 kids in daycare, that's literally someone's entire paycheck. So if that's going to be you, again, if you're considering to move to America and you do not have another option for childcare, you have to consider daycare. I want you to really think about those figures. If you do not have someone to stay with your children at home for free or for less, And then there's this new childcare thing that people nowadays, where you get like a shosho, an older person, to come and watch your child. They're running at this. The cost is coming to about the same. We had one and we were paying her $1,400 a month. You're not gonna escape childcare if you do not come with someone from home who can watch your child. So that's what you're looking at. I'm not sure if I've left out anything that is paramount, that is important. I really feel like I have. In terms of electricity, let me go back to that. The reason why some can get pretty high and some can get pretty low, especially if you're living in an apartment. Most apartments will have electric stoves. So you're going to be cooking with electricity, but most people who live like in homes have gas. I haven't really seen an apartment that has gas. So if you live in an apartment that, or in a place that has gas, that means you'll be paying lesser for electricity, but then now you have a gas bill. Okay. So yeah, I just wanted to insert that there. And gas bills, they're not too high. I'll give it between $50 and $100, again, depending on how much you're cooking up, but it's also not the most expensive. Which other thing have I left out? Anyway, some other things that if you want, you have your subscriptions, you have play money, eating out. Again, this one you can divide it up the way you want it. It can go the way, however you want it to go. I honestly feel like I'm leaving something out, so let me check our budget real quick and see if there's anything that I left out. All right, the other thing that I would insert there, but maybe it wouldn't be an immediate expense when you come here, would be your debt. We haven't considered debt here. So if you have any debt that you're paying for, I mean, a car note is debt, so we've talked about that, but that's like an essential thing that you need. But so if you have any like student loans or credit cards, or pretty much credit cards or student loans that you're paying for, so that consider that part of your budget. So let's add all this up and see how much you need to be earning to survive, to just barely live. And I'll tell you a fun story about that. Let me do the math real quick. You're looking at, so what I've done is I have added up the highest values. So if like, say for example, rent was between 1925 and 2102, I've taken 2102. I've taken the highest values because it's better to over plan than under plan, and then you be hit by, you always wanna you understand what I mean, over plan. Okay. It is coming to a total of $5,436. Okay? That's your basic expenses. You have not taken any trips at all. You have not taken a vacation. Also, that doesn't include tithes and offerings and savings. That's your expenses. Okay? So if your expenses are going to be approximately around $6,000 a month, how much should you be earning so that you can live a comfortable life? You're coming to America. A lot of people are expecting you to be helping them back home. So you'll be getting a lot of messages for people to, for you to send money to them. Life has become expensive. You are also coming here with hopes of developing yourself and maybe buying land or just making life better for you. Like, all your money is not just going to bills. You also need some money to invest. Again, this doesn't even include investment. You haven't even invested anything. Those are just bills. I didn't even mention any hospital bills. Just pray to God you don't even get sick. Just pray to God you don't get sick, or you don't need any medication. Okay? This doesn't even factor in diapers or formulas that you may need. Those are not part of this budget. So putting all that into consideration, I will let you decide how much you need to earn to live an okay life. Okay? Of course, there are things you can taper down on, like say childcare. If you have options of free childcare, well and good, then that means you're going to be saving about $1,500. If you decide to buy a used car, then when you cash, pay cash, you set yourself up for success, because then you're saving about $700 of payments per month. So what would I advise someone who wants to move from Kenya to here? Again, I did not put this out to scare you or to make you not want to come here. There's a lot of opportunities to make money. You have to keep your eyes open, and you have to be in community to know how to make money, or the ways in which, or the jobs in which that you need to get. So I would really advise that you come here, and if you don't have any school, focus on going to school first, because when you go to school here, you put yourself in a better position to get a job here. Otherwise, if you have like your certifications from Kenya, it is, or from where you're coming from, they don't get really recognized here unless it's an internationally accredited certification. Like, say for example, if you're in tech, if you have a CCNA or Cisco, whatever, those international, if you've already had those, then it would be easier to get a job here. But if you just have, say, a degree or a certificate or a diploma you did in Kenya, chances are you may be passed on opportunities, because they don't really recognize that. So if you come here, the first thing you do is go to school, get something. A lot of people come here and go straight into the nursing route. When I shared my story time before, I said I just didn't have any inclination towards going the nursing route. I know myself, I know I wouldn't have survived. But if that's for you, I feel like that has been an easier way for most immigrants to survive. People start as CNAs, that's certified nursing assistants. It's pretty easy to get that one. You start there, and then you build up, you take yourself to school, you become LVN, that's a licensed vocational nurse. They earn a little bit more. And then you work yourself to an RN, which is a registered nurse. And then, if you can, study all the way until you get your BSN, which is your bachelor's in nursing. So education, the more you study, the more you get more education, the more your salary increases, the better jobs you get, the more money you earn, the less you will see the dent that these bills are going to be on you. But if you just come here and you're okay with like a Walmart job, and you just want to and I'm not knocking Walmart jobs, I'm just saying, let me say this, if you're working at a job that doesn't pay you, I'm just saying Walmart is not going to pay you at least $6,000 per month. That's not going to happen unless you're a manager, and you're not going to come and be a manager. I hope you know what I mean. I'm really not knocking any employment at all. I'm just saying, when you do the math, you're realizing you need a job that will pay you at least a minimum of $6,000 for you to live month to month, and your bills, at least your bills are paid. Because if your bills ain't paid, if your electricity is not paid, they're gonna cut it. Like, these bills are rolling over. If you don't pay your rent, and here you sign a lease of 12 months minimum, then you have to stay in that apartment for those 12. You can't just you can just move. I feel like in Kenya, I don't know if it has changed, you can just opt to move anytime you want, in between, as you just give like 30 days notice or something like that, or 2 months. I think you give 2 months notice. No, here you have to be in your lease for 12 months. So if you figure like month 3 and you don't have rent anymore, then you get evicted. So find ways to make money, build businesses. Come here with a mentality of, I have to hustle and work. If you and be okay starting wherever you're gonna start. Most of us didn't start at those high-end jobs. We never started there. We started where we started, and we are making our way up there. There are people who are graced and, who are blessed to just come and find amazing jobs that set them up for success. Good for you, and I'm really happy for you, and I hope that happens for everybody. But for majority of us, we have had to really climb, and we're still climbing. So knowing that this is all the bills you have to pay, I would really suggest, if you're going to move from Kenya to America, I would really suggest that you have family or people that you really know in a good way in America, someone who can host you as you build yourself up, as you try to find something to do. So if you don't if you're coming to America and you know nobody, there are some success stories, but ningumu, it is hard. If I had come here and my dad wasn't here, there was nobody here, and I'm being faced with $5,000 bills per month, where am I removing $5,000? My first job paid me $9 an hour. Do the math. How much is that? There used to be like $400 per paycheck. Of course, you remove the taxes and stuff. It's not going to take you anywhere. So if you can get someone to host you, and if you're hosted, by the way, because I've seen horror stories, I've seen so many so many stories of people that have just had either really bad hosts, or the people that were hosting have waliwatenda. They really did a number on them, and those are the majority of the stories. Unfortunately, majority of the stories are the ones that are negative. And so most people in America, they don't want to host people who are coming because they've had so many stories. There's a bad reputation about hosting someone fresh coming from Kenya, and again, unfortunately, that's the narrative that's there. So if you are lucky enough to get someone to host you, please make sure you are respectful. Please respect their space. If they say 1, 2, 3, please honor their wishes. Number 2, just respect if they are married. Please respect their marriage. Do not try things, by the way. Don't even think about it. Respect their marriages, respect their children, respect their hustle. Be helpful in the house, okay? And by being helpful, I mean don't put your feet up and expect to be fed every day. Don't put your feet up and expect to be taken care of. Do something. If someone is hosting you and they are, look at the math. If someone is helping you not spend $2,000 for rent, or even say $1,500 for rent, if someone is saving you that money, the least you can do is make sure the dishes in their sink are always washed. That's the least you can do. And I know the least you can do, make sure their house is always clean. And when you get a job, contribute to some of these bills, because people are paying and again, there is more bills than this, I know for sure. My purpose of painting this is so that people in the diaspora can feel seen. And also, if you're maybe coming from Kenya or stuff like that, you can see people, we are paying a lot of money in America. Tunalipa, we are paying bills through our teeth, okay? And this is for someone who has a small family. What if someone has 4 or 5 kids? They have a mortgage. They have 2 cars because they need it, because the husband or their schedules conflict, so they need 2 cars because someone has to pick up the kids, People are going through it. The times are really hard financially in America, the inflation and everything. So if you're in Kenya and you just sit there and expect people from America to give you money all the time, please consider the fact that we are paying through the roof with these expenses. It's not easy. $5,000, that's how much? Is that 500? Is that 500K? Let me see. Oh, that's 642,000. That's how much we pay in bills per month. Bills peke yake. 642,000 bills for a typical average family. You've not eaten out, you've not taken any vacation, you have not invested, you have not saved. So please be gentle, be kind on people who are in America. We are going through a lot. But also, if you're going to come to America, please find different channels and different ways of making extra income. That's what I'm heavily working on right now, because a paycheck is not enough. A paycheck is not enough unless you're being paid $150,000 a year plus. It's not enough. It's really not enough. So you gotta find other channels of income. That's why I am heavily right now on what else can I do to help me make a little extra money, because we don't want to just live life paying bills. We want to take our kids to good schools. We want to take those family vacations that probably we never got to take when we were growing up because of how we grew up. You know, we want to buy nice things, you know. You want to live a life where you feel like your money is not just going to bills, but you there's something you can show for the money that you're making. Okay, so I hope this video helps paint a picture for you who had a question about what life looks like in America. I've given you the things that you need to do: come, go to school, find a job, work and study if you can, so that you have some money on your end. Save as much as you can. If you can get a host, I've said that, please have someone host you so you can save some money, but don't be hosted forever. I mean, whenever you can, you know, move out. And please avoid credit as much as you can. America can entice you. They will send you mail telling you you're pre-approved. They make you feel so special. They make you feel those creditors, they will make you feel like you're the most special person. You get a credit card, you're pre-approved for $2,000. I remember when I got that pre-approval. If you're not disciplined financially, you will find yourself in a ditch because of credit in America. So please be careful. As Dave Ramsey says, cash is king. If you can utilize your income without using debt, and again we can talk about debt, because if you're buying a house you need a loan, that's good debt. I'm talking about those credit cards that you have here. You're spending money that you don't have. You know, if you don't have that money in your wallet, using your credit card to buy something, oh, I want to buy something nice, you go put it on your credit card. Now you don't have that money. Now when that bill comes, who is going to pay for you? Huh? That's the discipline I'm talking about. There's good debt and there's bad debt. Please do not be in bad debt, because it can really cripple you from progressing, because you have to make the payments, and so now you have to add those credit card payments to your bill, and the interest is accruing. This was not a debt video. I'm me and debt, because it messed me up. Please take it from me. Take it from me. Those credit card debts, I'm paying with tears, with balancing tears. So please, if you have any questions about finances in America, how it looks like, the bills and everything, if anything is not clear, please do let me know. I definitely want to paint a picture, a realistic picture, an authentic picture. My channel is about being authentic, so that's as authentic as I can be in that. Again, it's not to scare you, it's not to worry you, it's just so that if you're coming, you have a clear picture of what you're looking at, or what you're expected, what's expected of you when you get here. But life is good in America. The systems work. There's so many nice things. There's so many good things. You getting a job it's not easy, but it's easier to get jobs in America. It depends with what job you're looking for, because if you want a job at Walmart is always hiring. If you want a job at Chick-fil-A, they're almost always hiring. So it's easier to get some jobs. At least you will be able to get a job quickly, but you have to, again, we can talk about this another time, you have to be legal for you to get a good job. If not, you have to know people. Na hiyo sitaongelea hapa. I will not talk about that here. You can see me kando. You can see me on the side. I may know a thing or two. Anyway, with that said, please let me end this video here. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope that you consider subscribing to my channel and joining the family as we grow together. If you have any questions or anything that you would like me to talk about, please let me know. I will do my research. If I don't know very much, I will do my research and we'll talk about it. Okay, for now, please be kind to one another, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.